Hey there, Joshua Hanlon here. Today I'm with Chris at the Bricks and Minifigs store in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and we are taking a look at everything they've got in the store here, which is all sorts of super cool Lego products. But starting off, we've got this old Lego Technic car. This is one of those really neat models that's kind of like got the outside of the car taken off, and you just get kind of the gearing and the main elements that make it work.
It's one of the first ones out, so that's what makes it very unique in the fact that it's still got the operating components, but yet it's still very new to how they decided to make Technic work.
You can see some of the engine inner workings and things. So it's also just like kind of a bizarre color scheme with just like the red, yellow, and blue as well.
And very basic at the standpoint, but yeah, it'll go forward and reverse and operate the gears as well.
So it's cool to see some of the older sets represented there. You've got this great Lego Brick Saber as well that lights up and has some cool kind of elements and things that you can playability to it.
They were having fun with them this year. So yeah, the staff has had a good time showing them off.
Then over here behind us, you might recognize a couple of larger sets. So you've got the huge Gringotts Bake and then the big AT-AT there as well.
Yeah, and we loaded it up with a bunch of stormtroopers to go right along with it, because I think it originally comes with 4, and I think there's like 25 into it right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we threw those in there just because otherwise you got to have some stormtroopers.
And then what is in the cases out in front?
So here, this is our custom case. We've probably got probably one of the larger ones. I've got 12 feet of basically of all the custom minifigs that we have, from Clone Army Customs to Big Kid Bricks to Republic Bricks and Battle Brick. But yeah, these we've moved them around, and this has been the best spot we've had for them really well. And now we're continuously starting to move them more and more.
I also love some of the older retired. You got Castle and like the Eldorado Fortress and stuff down in there.
I wish I could get more of the Castle stuff because people love it. It comes in and it kind of goes out at the same time, but every once in a while you never know how long it's going to last. But Castle is one of those sets that just people gravitate towards. It's fun having that in the store.
And then what are some of the other things you've got on display back here right now? And I know these shelves, I'm sure, rotate a lot.
These rotate pretty often, and if we don't sell it after a couple of weeks, what we do is we'll rotate something out, or just sometimes just changing its location will spark more interest in it. But here we have just a menagerie of everything from Star Wars to Technic to the old Coast Guard and some village stuff, as well as architecture. But this is one of the shelves that we have for used sets. We also have another set up on the other side of the store as well.
Down here, there's this display case that caught my attention earlier. So looks like you've started to display some stuff in here. What do you use this for?
So more of I want to start collecting all of the new stores, the new BAM stores that come on. I want to get all of their minifigs. So I've gotten more of mine so that we can start trading between the stores so that we can have them all. Because not everybody can go to all the different BAM stores all over the country. So I'd like them to be able to see the figs that they've come up with from all the other stores that are opening and coming online as well too.
Yeah. And then what are, it looks like just maybe some.
So those are some really
bricks.
Old bricks that we found that the employees are like, these are like super old. We got to show these. I'm like, sure, great. Let's show them off. It's something that you don't normally see rummaging through the bulk. Sometimes the colors or just the shapes, and you can see how long the durability of them lasts. Because I think one of them we figured out the brick was actually from the 70s. So it was kind of one of those things that was kind of nice to show how long Lego hangs around. I mean, it's been around for 100 years basically already or better. So
absolutely. And then you've got some of the other kind of like third-party stuff in here as well.
Yep. Everybody likes seeing Pikachu and Super Mario and Charizard, and they're just like, oh my God, look how big these are. I'm like, yes, look how big they are. Yeah. So they're like, oh my God, they're expensive. They are, but they're also 2 feet tall and 5,000 bricks. So it's one of those things that people look at and go, yeah, one of these days. I'm like, please do. Yes, it'll be kind of cool. If not, we'll build them and have them in store for decoration to have for everyone to look at and give them a better opportunity to see them.
Another thing that caught my eye is this building down here. So what is that?
That's a mock one of the customers came up with, and they printed their own stickers and everything else with it, made it look like an actual Starbucks store. It was pretty cool. So I'm like, hey, we'll put that up. So.
And then you've got some Brickmania just above that. Is that common that you have Brickmania in the store?
I do have Brickmania. I have their minifigs. So I have some, especially the military minifigs. One of my employees' husbands in the military, so I wanted to have that here as well. We also do a military discount here to go right along with that.
Nice. And then we get some larger displays with the X-Wing, and then, of course, the huge Hogwarts over here as well. I like how you've got this displayed, yeah.
People just love looking at it. It's just the sheer size of it. So they're like, oh my God, I'd love to have it. And then they see it and they go, yeah, I have no space for that. So I understand the compromise of wanting to have it, but not necessarily want to have it in space.
And is this case over here another mixture? Is like a mock in the bottom there as well?
One of the bottom one is from one of my employees. He designed that and brought that in, and I'm like, he's like, well, I want to put this out, and I said, sure, great. We just can't sell it then. So he was like, yeah, not yet, please. I'm like, all right.
Now, what are these very interesting displays with the flowers in them over here?
One of my employees loves to shop online, and she found those minifigs that are vases. And so we had some flowers come in as trades, so we figured out what better way to show off the vases than to put some of the Lego flowers in.
Nice. I've never seen a minifig-shaped vase like that. It's very unique.
Right? They are very unique. They're very cool. We should probably change the flowers and put in some fresh ones one of these days.
And as we make our way down this side, we come to the bulk tables. And I love what you've done here because you've got this sorted out into so many different types of pieces. So how do you kind of approach the layout of this?
This was something new that we decided to do because I know people have to look for Technic parts as well and wheels. And then we also have the Bionicle. And then we kind of try to take our clear out or translucent out so people can find that easier as a little bit as well. And then there's also Duplo because some people also look for that for some of their larger mocks and stuff as well. But this works out well for us rather than having the tires in the bulk. They take up space in the bulk, so it works out perfect that if we can sort them out, we'll have them out separately for them to look for and everything. So,
absolutely. And we come to a lot more minifigs when we take a look at this side here. So what do you keep in these kind of 3 cabinets as we move our way down?
We try to keep all the series in stock. Sometimes it's a little hard. You can only deal with what people decide to bring in and trade in or sell you. So, I mean, we also scour the internet looking for everything for everybody, but you try to keep a nice maintained stock of everything for people looking for their oddball ones. If not, I'll try to find you for it. We've had a couple custom orders where people are looking for some really old ones or ones that are hard to find. So as the staff says, I'll find you anything you want. The problem is how much do you want to pay for it? So that's the kind of the statement that's really put out there. So and the staff loves kind of trying to look for it as well. So
there you go.
We've had to find some Zerg and some old ones and some offbeat ones, but yeah, we've been able to find them and fill the order, so it works out well.
And some great sets back here available right now, especially the big Daily Bugle. Definitely catches your eye. You got Bowser down there at the end as well. It's looking fantastic.
It's amazing how many little kids see Bowser in about 3 minutes from stepping in the store. It's like they turn and they see that Bowser and like, oh my God, Mom, look, it's Bowser. And I'm like, yeah, it really gets a lot of the little kids really looking at it to see what's out on the wall, which is good.
And I like this display over here. You've got some of these are just kind of like individually packaged parts, but then you've got the B3 customs here, which makes some really cool different custom like arcade machines. But then the thing I wanted to point out here is if you're like me and you're a big pickleball fan, they now sell custom printed pickleball courts to a plate here. And then these elements here are the pickleball paddles and the net printed net elements as well. So this was a very fun idea that I just encountered here for the first time. So
it is pretty cool. I mean, if you want to create your own pickleball tournament, that's one way to go.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, the B3 stuff is really cool, and it's great that you're able to carry some of those types of products that just add a really unique
We're having more come in because we want to make a mock of like the old 70s, 80s roller rink idea, and we'll have all the video games and stuff set up with some of their vending machines as well. So. It's one of the store projects coming up.
Then you've got the ball figs and the Build-A-Fig sections here. So always very popular as people pick through and kind of put together their dream minifigs.
Correct. And it's unbelievable how busy the minifig maker table is. It's within a couple minutes, everybody's hovering around the minifig maker table, and some people are there for a good hour. I mean, it's unbelievable how long they can actually spend there making minifigs. It's kind of funny. So And it's a good way to also get people in the door. So we give away a lot of free minifig maker cards to area businesses and stuff to get their customers to come in as well. So.
Yeah. I wanted to make our way further into the store this way before we check out the party room. Something that caught my eye earlier is this huge, it's the big gray triangle as I like to call it.
It is
one
a
of
big
the
gray
Imperial
triangle,
Star
yep.
Destroyers here. So how often do you have a big set like this that comes in and then you've got to find a place to display it?
That's probably more the problem is finding a place to display it. We've had that in since grand opening. One of my past coworkers' grandkids put it together for me because just trying to get the store open takes a lot of time, and he was willing to do it, so it was perfect. He had a good time doing it. It took him 2 months to do because he only did it when he didn't have homework, so it worked out well.
Very impressive looking displays, and goes well with the Eiffel Tower and the Millennium Falcon over here as well, which I especially love the way this Millennium Falcon is displayed and makes great use of those stands. Which, do you sell those in the store as well?
So this one I ordered just specifically for this so that we can keep it the dust off of it, but that's from Brickshell Cases. I do have some of their stands and some of their smaller minifig cases here as well. I believe a lot of the other stores carries those as well. But this is great because I love to be able to see the bottom of the Millennium Falcon so people can see how it's like fully built and stuff. And I know Brickshell has several versions of this case too, and the stand as well.
And then you've got lots of new sealed in-box sets here as well, but what really caught my eye is kind of this far wall, which is a lot of the certified used sets and retired sets, and you can get some really unique things there.
We try to. I mean, that's one of those things that's also customer dependent as well. So the more they bring into us, the more we can put back out. And we've got a really good customer base here. Then they've been able to bring us in and keep us stocked up. But it's one of those things that kind of needs customer cooperation. And we've been able to have a good customer base that's kind of helped us out keeping that full.
Perfect. I especially love this Bricklink set here. This is from like the original run of the AFOL designer program stuff. So it's cool to see some of those like earlier runs, and that Bricklink program has just kind of become more and more popular.
It's tearing me up not to put it together. It truly is, because when I first saw that one, I'm like, oh my God, I want to get that, put that together. And I finally got it. And I'm like, now I own the store. I can't put it together. So, but the second series just came out. So that just went out on pre-order. So we got some of that stuff that'll be coming in as well then later on this year, which is great.
We can start to make our way around the corner into the party room, and you had been mentioning to me when I first came into the store about your approach to the party room. So tell us about kind of how you use this space and then the amount of space you have here, because that's one of the things that makes it really cool.
I get to boast I have the largest party room in the state. As far as I know, no one's been able to tell me I haven't been, but yeah, I can fit 20 plus people in here pretty comfortably to have enough space. But we also like to use it as a secondary processing room. And there's some days that this is full and it's to the point where, oh my God, we have a party coming, so it takes us 3 days to clean it out. But this is what we like to use as our secondary, but we can hold education classes in here. We can have our birthday parties. They get to race their cars down the track and build their own race cars and everything. And the most fun we've seen is the fact that the cars get a little wrecked at the end, and the kids love to rebuild them and do them all over again. So that's what we like, having fun watching them take care of that and everything like that. Currently, we're in the process of doing a whole bunch of the pirate ships.
Assembling the fleet over here.
Assembling the fleet, yeah. So we've had them accumulate over time, and I've had a couple come in from purchases and stuff I've done on the internet. But it's just been, we've had to be doing some cleaning, and Elle's just kind of going through some of them right now to get them all cleaned up so that we can put them all back out and have them out there for all the customers to take a look at and see, because some of them you don't get to see that often. So it was kind of neat to have some of them come in and just have in for the store. I mean, we've had a couple of the Black Pearls come in. I think that's our third one going that we'll have out, but some of the other ones, this is the first time they'll be out on the floor. So it'll be interesting to see how much space they're going to take up on the shelves in order to get them all out there. But I'm looking forward to have that all out and kind of see a little bit of the frenzy, because I've had a lot of customers kind of already looking at them and going, I want that one. I'm like, when we get there, it's coming. That day's coming. So it'll be fun to have them all go out at once, to have everyone see them right next to one another.
Absolutely.
Which you can't see that often.
Right.
So.
I was going to say, you've assembled like the dream lineup of Lego ships, whether it's the Pirates of the Caribbean or the classic like Black Seas Barracudas and things here as well. So you've got a lot of heavy hitters. So I think a lot of fans get excited when they see stuff like this.
Yep. And then we pull in the last little Ninjago one there just to kind of round it all off. But this is kind of one of those things. When I came back from California, I'm like, I want to get all the pirate ships out. And everybody's like, okay. So that's what we've been working on here for the last good week. So some of them have needed some serious work. So we've spent some time getting everything together and been able to find a lot of the parts in bulk and everything. So it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of nice to see them all getting to that end to where they can put them all out. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. So you've got this fantastic space for parties here. Do you do other stuff in this space? And if people are interested in using it, what's the best way to kind of get a hold of you? And
Contact the store here, and then we will set up our time and figure out the schedule in between our birthday parties. But we'd like to do some stop animation classes. We'd also like to probably do some other education classes. I've had a lady that works here that worked for Lego back in the 70s and the 80s, and she did a lot of their education around when she went with the sales reps.
Okay.
So she's got a lot of programs that she's done a lot of things with. So we're hoping to get a lot of that stuff kind of get going and get going. But you got to get the store going first. So
right, exactly.
It's all in the pipeline. So that's kind of where we're at with a lot of that right now. But it's coming down the pipeline. So we're getting excited for a lot of that as well. So.
Well, and for people who want to kind of keep up on all that stuff that you're planning for the future, what's the best place to follow you online?
Hopefully we'll start putting it all on our website through
Okay.
through Bricks and Minifigs, and then you'll be able to stay in contact there, or you're more than welcome just to come into the store and talk to us, and we'll keep you informed that way as well.
And do you have any main like social media platforms? Do you ever post photos of like sets that come in the store or those types of things?
We are on Instagram and Facebook, so please follow us. I got to get better about posting. I'll seriously answer that question. I'll get called out on it, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work to take care of that and keep that up and going and everything else as well. But yeah, it's a lot of ways. It's a lot of fun ways to get stuff out there for the public to see. But I love talking to everybody, so I'd much rather have you come into the store. I mean, it's nice social media; it gets you out there right away. But I would much rather have you come in and talk because we'll get you more information, and it's much more personable to me to have a conversation with everyone like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the tour of the store today. This has all been fantastic, and I love the space you've got here and just the variety of products. You've had some great retired stuff and lots of newer things as well. So for anyone watching, if you do want to use the party room here, definitely reach out to the store. You can set that up. We'll have a link to the website and social media in the description of the video where they can find all that information as well. And if you are in the area, definitely make sure you stop by. Maybe you're traveling through. Come into the store because you can't beat the experience of seeing, the whole Armada laid out, whatever you're looking for to see this in person here. And you can mention you saw them on Beyond the Break and meet some of the great employees as well. So thank you so much for the whole tour.
Thanks for coming in. It's been a great pleasure having you guys in.